Hello. Today I'm going to be starting a little something called Tutorials for Thomas. I had been just chatting it up with my teacher. Sorry, I got her message. I had been chatting it up with my teacher, and she was kind of saying how she wished she knew about makeup and like how to really do her makeup. Just for like little occasions where you want to feel more than like you're doing more than the usual. So I have some stuff here today that I'm going to be using to do my makeup. So first I'm gonna be telling you the products, and this video is about base makeup. So it's everything like from like it's just your face, like it's not doing like the lips or the eyes. It's just like your base, the face. So what I'm gonna be using is some makeup brushes. These are all for different things, like I use them for different things. And then I have a powder puff that I use for like my cream contour and my cream blush. Like you see, one side is dark and one side is pink. I have my e.l.f. poreless face primer. I have my KVD Good Apple foundation. I don't know if you care, but the shade is light 024. I have my e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Concealer, and this one is light 26N. I have my cream Cheeks Out cream blush by Fenty Beauty, and the shade is Crush on Cupid. I have this foundation stick that I got at a beauty supply store for like $3. It was super discounted, and it's just a foundation stick in shade Rich Bronze. It's just like basically a contour shade for me. I have this Killawatt foil highlighter from Fenty Beauty. It's like these pretty dramatic highlighter colors. I have the Revlon Photo Ready Candid Anti-Pollution Setting Powder. It's just like a setting powder to set like more under the eyes, or like to carve out some parts of your face. And then I have the Sheer Tint Finishing Powder, and this is in the shade Light Medium. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So the first thing that is going to be done, well, before this is your skincare, and that's like a whole nother thing. Just do whatever skincare you feel like is best. And then you want to be like very moisturizer focused when you're doing like a full face of foundation, like because personally I think foundation and base products just go on better like on an oily start, like an oily base, but that's just for my skin type. So I'm using Poreless Face Primer by e.l.f. I'm just gonna get a pump here, and then with this I just kind of like put it on kind of like lotion and focus it on the parts that I feel like are gonna show more pores, which is like in the forehead right there, like right here, my cheeks, and then like in the like kind of center of my nose, and just spread it out like wherever, kind of ends up everywhere, but you definitely want to focus on getting it like pushed into your skin, around the parts where you feel like are gonna be creasing or flaking. Like I personally have like a really bad flaking problem in the middle of my forehead, like, or like in the base of my forehead right here. So I try to like really smooth it out, and then everywhere else can just feel like a little pass through, and that's the primer. And what that does, it just, this one particular fills in your pores, but there's other different ones that like are hydrating, they're mattifying, they're control oil, they can like be a gripping primer. Like it can be a water-based primer, an oil-based primer, or not oil-based, water-based or silicone-based. And a lot of like foundations, like the like usual kind of full coverage foundations are kind of like silicone-based. So that's what you want to use to like be compatible with that, like a silicone-based primer like this one. But there's different types of primers for different types of concerns. This one's just the one I have on hand. So then I'm taking my KVD Good Apple foundation, and for this one it's a balm foundation. There's like liquid ones that you like can pump out and like spread out and then buff around, and you can use like a beauty sponge for that. But for this one, what I found best is just like very lightly like going into it and then kind of like stamping it around, and then when it's kind of like spread out, I then go in and start to lightly like just go in circular motions, like kind of just everywhere, so that it spreads out and it's like a nice even layer. With like a full coverage foundation, you don't need to just like get a big blob, because it's going to be like very opaque anyway. So I think it's best to kind of build it up and to not just go like a big scoop and like rub it in like you would like a moisturizer. This is kind of just like a skin veil, more or less. So I just take that and I buff it through in all my face areas. I try not to get too much foundation under like the eyes, because the concealer and the foundation duo is going to like crease if you put too much foundation to begin with. So I kind of just like, you know, go around in different circular motions to try to spread it out as evenly and buff it out to get less streaks and to just get even coverage. So that's what I'm doing. I can like go back in, scrape some off. I put some on my like right here where like my face transitions into my neck. You always have to blend there. And then yeah, I'm just gonna blend this out. Not much else to say about that. Yeah. When I first started like getting into makeup, I didn't wear foundation like at all, or I didn't wear like any face products. Like I only wore like eye makeup, because I was worried about like this thing, like this helmet effect, where it's like you have like a barrier or like a line separating like your hairline from like your foundation. And I was always like, I don't know why I was just so like unreasonably scared of that, of like having like a line that goes between my foundation and my hairline. But I kind of just, I always get foundation in my hair, and by that, like when I do like a full face of foundation, I always have to like get a comb and like brush out the makeup that gets in my hair, because I like push it all the way up like as much as I can, because that would always be like a really big fear that it would be like a noticeable line like between my foundation and my hairline. But let me see how that looks. So you see it's just covering like, I'm gonna get it like in between my little nose crack, like a butt crack for your nose. There's some unblended foundation there. I'm doing this like without my glasses, and I don't have contacts in. And I usually like have this big vanity mirror, and then I have this mirror that I go like this for, like whenever I have to take off my glasses. But I'm obviously not doing that for this video, so I have to like check after. So yeah, I think it's good. I have a foundation face right now. And then next I'm gonna go in with my concealer, and then concealer is like, the main thing about it is the placement. So what I like to do is I like to first like just go into this little kind of triangle that is in here that like is dark, and I like to go and fill that. And then I kind of just put like a line under, because that's, I don't need like a whole thing. And then I like put a line here that goes along with my nose, and it's just different for everybody, obviously. And then I kind of go around, and like for all like the little spots that I see that are like discolored, I tap some on, and this one blends out pretty nice. So I just tap some on like to those places, and then I go back and blend them out, just so that those places specifically get a little bit more coverage, like where my acne scars are, like right here on my cheeks, or if I have any like healing blemishes that need extra coverage. It's usually like the same spots that I always hit, like just little spots on my cheek, and then I just put like some in the center right here, which, to be honest, is probably contributing to my dry patch problem, but I still do it a lot of the time. Okay, so that's where all my concealer placement is, and it's not a lot of concealer. I like this applicator because it's like a brush, so you kind of get to pre-blend it out. So then I'm gonna go in with, not this, I'll do this brush, the same brush that I used my foundation for, and then I go and blend like the little spots that I went to like recover. So I like set down the product for my eyes first, and then I blend it out for my eyes second. But for like the spots that I just need to cover, I just like go over them like in a little like very light dusting circular motion, just so that it keeps the coverage, but it like blends out along the edges. Like that is fine. And then I kind of just blend everything in, and then I go in with my forehead and I do the outsides first. I blend the outsides upwards, and then I go more and more in the middle until like I blend the whole area that I covered with concealer out. And it's like that. And then with my eyes, I do the same thing, where it's like I start from the edge of where the concealer lands, and I start to blend it out, just so that I can keep the most of the coverage that I placed in the center of those areas. So like this center, like the majority of the product is like ending up in the very inner corner. I could keep that coverage there without like wiping it all down, because I start at the edges and then I go inwards. And I like to like pat and swipe under my eyes, because I already put like a swipe of concealer like just going across like that. Like that works for me pretty well. And just like this motion like inwards on my nose, just so that it doesn't like, it just is part of like the nose contour process, is to brighten these sides. And then just along the cheeks. And that's how the concealer blends out. And I'm gonna do it on the other side as well. Okay, I think I got that pretty good. I'm pretty satisfied with how that turned out. Sometimes like I have webbed inner corners. It's like a thing about me is I have a webbed inner corners, so a lot of product like pools and crusts there. So even like after, or like even just in the process, like it does that. So I just push that out a little bit. So there I have my foundation and concealer. And then next, it like doesn't matter which order these two go in, but I start, lately I've been starting with my contour or like my bronzer, and I just swipe it on this puff, like a few swipes, because then when I put it on, like it's not just like a harsh line that I have to blend out, but it's like I'm progressively building it on as it goes. Like it's already like blending as it goes. So I put like some right here, just with the initial product I have on the sponge. I kind of lay it down where like I'm going to put it. So right here, there. I'm gonna pick up some more product, and then I just press it into like where I'm going to put it at first, and then go back and blend more of it out. So then I put a line down there and a line down there. I just follow like these kind of little like indents, but I accentuate them a little bit, and that's like just the way I contour my nose. This is something very recent. I hadn't contoured my nose like ever, but I feel like it definitely makes a difference. And then I put like just a line underneath. Like that's the extent of my contour, my nose contour. I just go and then underneath. And I'm not like very precise with it. I end up blending it out a lot, so it turns more into bronzer, but that's perfectly fine with me. And then I stamp it around my chin a little bit higher than where like it goes down, like a little bit higher than that. And then I'm gonna go back and blend it all out. I bring it up a lot like this little shadow, like it's like a line, and then up like that. I blend that a lot out. So it's like a line here, and then like an arch that goes up into my hairline and like kind of caresses my cheek structure like that. And then I kind of like try to connect it all like between here. I connect it to the forehead bronze, and I just blend that out. I try to blend that more up to prevent it from like going too low, but definitely just getting rid of any seam. And then for like the neck, I kind of just go like this. It's not too much technique with that, just keep it in this line and blend it out so that there's just no harsh line and it's not too dark. And for this one, just kind of like diffuse it wherever it ended up, like it, just to make it so that it's not as dark and not as much of a line. So there we have that. I'm bronzed. Then I have this cheek blush, this cream blush. So I get like a couple swipes of that, and like the same thing, I put it down like where it's going to be. I put a little on the tip of my nose, a little down here, and like a little like right here, kind of just to like go in like this C motion, like around my eyes. That's just the shape that works best for me. Some people like to put it like centered around here, like the bridge. The only thing is I try to put it like really close to my under eyes so that it doesn't drag me down, because the lower you put this stuff, the droopier your face is going to look. So I try to put like this very true to like where my ear starts, like very true, like this kind of line, and like lift it up, not blend it down. And then this, I try to keep it very close to my under eye, like, because I don't want any of like my blush to end up too low, or else it's gonna bring the whole face down. So I'm just blending out this blush that I put like in this type of C shape. I think in my idea is that it narrows my face out, but yeah, I put it like on the edge, I put it on my chin, down, make sure everything's blended out. And then here we have my cheek stuff. Then next I have this setting powder, and my preference is to put it on with a sponge, but it's okay if I don't have one, but I'm gonna get one. I just dump out a little bit of powder into the cap, and then I get like a sponge like this, and then this is like a powder puff that I got at a beauty supply store, and then I like spread out the powder and I pick it up like that, like I pat it into the powder. And then the only place I really set like very seriously is my under eye, so I press it in like that. So then I have that side, and then I do that side. So like, and then I work it in a little bit so that just like my under eyes are very matte and set. Like that's like I'm not, at least right now, I'm not into like the whole matte, the completely matte face, like the powdery face. That's why I use a lot of like cream products now. I used to use like only powder stuff, like only powder foundation, powder blush, powder bronzer, but right now I'm using like everything cream. It's just the vibe I'm going for right now. But the only place I really like for it to be matte and smooth is my under eyes, because I feel like it makes such a big difference. And then I get some powder, like of this setting powder, and I put it like right here where it moves a lot. I put it in between my eyebrows and my forehead right here, because I know this part gets like really flaky, so I try to like smooth it out with powder. And then another aspect of this type of setting powder is that it brings brightness, so that's why it's good for the under eyes. And then it also helps like define the contour. So I get like some right here, and then I kind of like carve this out so that it sets more of a difference between like this part of my lower face and the contour, and it accentuates the contour. And like this needs a little more blending up, but yeah, it accentuates the contour. Like it just brightens that area. Yes? I know, I saw that. Oh, that Netflix is coming out with like a Guretama type of show. What is this? Oh, it's the oh my god, I thought I had like a mark right here, but it's the shadow from my earring. Oh my god, I feel so dumb for that. But oh yeah, my girlfriend was telling me that Netflix is coming out with like a Guretama type of show, and I love Guretama. I'm obsessed. So I was so happy to see that. I saw like the teaser on YouTube the other day, like at night when I go on my little YouTube like hunts for a good video to fall asleep to. So like I said, I was just carving this out just so that it's more bright right here and it makes a larger contrast between my contour. And then just with like the residual powder that I have here, I go like into like the rest of the face, not everywhere, like not, I don't like to set my blush or my contour like with this type of powder. If I do set it, like if I'm in the mood to set it, I set it with powder blush and powder contour. And you know what, for the sake of the video, I'll do it. So if I were to do that, I would get like a brush like this, and then I'll take a contour shade like this one or this one. I go in between both, more in this one, and then I just hit it like in the very like crease, like right where like the where my cheekbone would be. I feel it. I go directly under that and I hit it right here. And I like to hit it in like a triangle type of like shape, like I did with the cream, where it's like a line here and then it swoops up like that, so it forms like a little triangle shade right there. And I lift it up here and then up, and then the same thing on the other side, so it's like a line and then like a little arch that goes up that forms a triangle shadow here. And I put that and blend up, and then I'm just going to do like some light powdering where I put the cream contour, some light powdering along my chin, and then I just go like this on my nose, because I don't like it to look too defined. I don't like anything to really look too defined. It's not the purpose that I'm going for. But so I like go very lightly with the color that's like barely 1 or 2 shades lighter than my natural skin. And then for blush, I've been using this one more than this one. I used to use this one a lot more, but I found that I'm gravitating more towards the lighter pink nowadays. So then I dip into that and I kind of just focus on like the very top, like right here. Like I put my blush pretty back, like in this area, because that's just the look that I like. I like the very like elongated look where it's just like here it's very bright and then your eyes gravitate more towards like it's going up. And I feel like that's just like a serve. That's like the only way I really know how to describe it. It's like a serve. It's like I'm giving, like I'm looking at you like this. Like that's the vibe that I'm trying to embody with this blush placement. And I just think it looks nice. I don't want it too low, obviously. So then I just keep it right there. I put some in a circular motion on the tip of my nose, some right here, some right here, some right here. And that I just do with whatever's left on the brush. I don't dip more into that. So then I have that. And then what I like to do with this powder is just a sheer tint finishing powder. I just like to put a veil over all of it, just to seal it in, like just to unify it. I like to put like just a veil of this all over my face just to unify all the powders and all the creams, so they would be under the same kind of tint. And it's also like one final blend through. This step is definitely skippable, not very memorable, but it also goes into all the spots that I didn't like hard set with my setting powder before. And then this can also be used to just go more down the neck if you feel like it. But yeah, I just go over everything more time with this powder. Make sure that everything's nice. And then the reason I do this last, if I do it, I don't do it a lot, but if it's a nice occasion, I do. And this is just a highlighter, and you can use a brush like this. This is kind of like the strobing effect, where it like is barely like touching the very high points of your face. And I use this magenta type of highlight, and it's very like glimmery and shimmery, and I just touch it like very lightly where the light would hit and the very high points of my face. So like right, like this is kind of like going down, and so I focus it right here where I feel like it's the highest point of my face. And then like when I turn, like you can see the color kind of shift, like from here to here. Definitely makes a difference for me. And I put it very lightly because this is kind of like blush in a way, because it's so magenta. A lot of people like more of like that's kind of the effect that you're going for, where the light like catches it. Like everything else is like dewy, but the light catches the pink in that area. And I just put it at the tip. Some people like to put it on the tip right here, and then like right here where it's kind of like flat where the corners are, I guess, and then it like goes more this way. I focus it right here, so that when I turn, there's like that movement of light. Just in those spaces. Drivers here are so dramatic. Like no one cares about your car, dude. And it's on my chin. And that's basically what I have for my face makeup. I got some foundation on my glasses. I'm going to wipe that off. But yeah, that's basically my foundation, my concealer, my contour, my blush, highlight, and then my powder. It kind of looks a little bit weird just because I have mascara on from like earlier today, but I definitely have to like do this to my eyebrows, because a lot of like foundation or like powder gets on my eyebrows, and then like the whole thing of wiping the foundation off of your lips. I'm just doing this right now so that it looks like I don't look as crazy. This is just a lip oil. I hate this lip oil, not because of the lip oil itself, but because of the applicator. It's so small. I feel like I have to go in 500 times to get what it's supposed to be giving. And it's not as long lasting as I would like it to be. But it's like less than $10, so it's fine. I was trying to find the Milani like fruit fetish. Fruit fetish, that's funny as hell. I was trying to find that one at Target today, but it was sold out because some little rascal on TikTok said that it's a dupe for the Dior lip oil. So now they're all sold out. So thanks a lot. That reminded me of like the TikTok girl was like, thanks a lot, Cheryl. Because of you, my charger won't recognize my iPad because it got used to your iPad. So now my charger doesn't work. Do you ever seen that video? Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about?
What are you doing?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
It's like a vine of like like a little girl, like she had a play date with another little girl, and I guess she used her charger, and she was like, "Thanks a lot, Rachel. Because of you, my iPad got used to, or my charger got used to your iPad. So now it's not charging my iPad." And then they're like British, and I can't do it. I can't do it justice. But I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's my finished face look. I think I look nice. I don't know if I think I'll do like a little back camera with flash. So here we have my face. I'm doing the back camera. I'm trying to like figure this out, but I can't. So I'm doing the back camera with flash just to show more in depth like what I really did. So we have my foundation, my base routine. If I'm trying to go for a full face, this is definitely like a full face look. It's not a no makeup or like a natural day look. That's a whole nother video. But this is like a full face, like going out to a party type of look, or going out like to a party that you care about type of look. So yeah, I have this for you guys. Thank you for watching. This video is dedicated to Miss Thomas, trying to teach her a little bit more about makeup. You know, we're always out here learning. And tell me what you think. Tell me if you do anything different. Comment anything at all. I don't care what it is, I'll read it. I always read it. But thank you and bye.